มาจัดกำลังปันสงครามจีนปรัชญาแห่งการสามัคคีกลมนันเนียสงครามบอมรากาเปียกัมพูชีหมายตรงรบเนียเปียมเปียสันเสรีไอ้กระเรียนโบราณเพียมอาธรรมปไตยหมายประเสริฐโดประดันไทยรักษามันอ้อยบอตึงเฉลียนเปียนโมกตรวตราสมบัติโดนตาทนเทียนจิตขมายเรียงอาทิตย์เรียงบอมลือกัมพูชีขมายไอกระเทียมเมียต้องสลายปัญหาโยบายเศรษฐกิจสังคมอันหงสาสะกดไล่คลาจีเบียบเพียมรุ่งเรืองใจยืงปูยืงผู้คนยืงขมายกรองลานสังคมจีนไทยรักชนะไอ้จอมเราอำนาจจุนราเจียตามไปกัมพูชีรวมรู้เสียงสานเจโยคณะป่าสงครามจีนสมาชิกคณะปังสงครามจีนปรัชญาไม่เขียนสามัคคีกลมนันเนียสงครามบอมรากาเปียกัมพูชีหมายตรงรบเนียเปียมเปียสันเสรีไอ้กระเรียนโบราณเพียมอาธรรมปไตยหมายประเสริฐโดประดันไทยรักษามันอ้อยบอตึงเฉลียนเปียนโมกตรวตราสมบัติโดนตาทนเทียนจิตขมายเรียงอาทิตย์เรียงบอมพลือกัมพูชีมาไอกระเทียมเมียต้องสลายปัญหาโยบายเศรษฐกิจสังคมอันหงสาสะกดไล่คลาจีเบียบเพียมรุ่งเรืองใจยืงปูยืงผู้คนยืงขมายกรองลานสังครูจีนไทยรักมาชนะไอ้จอมเราอำนาจจุนราเจียตามไปกัมพูชีรวมรู้เสียงสาน
Good evening and welcome to Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. Thank you for joining our live show. This program is under CNRP America. My name is Linda Wu, and today is Tuesday, July 25th in the USA and Wednesday, July 26th in Cambodia. So again, welcome to our show. This is Tuesday morning or Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning, wherever you at. Welcome to our show. I just want to remind our audience, our primary goal for this show is to inform, to educate, and also to bring what's going on in Cambodia to our youth, basically Khmer youth, next generation Khmer youth, that is either second or third generations that born here, that understand English and know English, but not know enough Cambodia in the country where their parent or grandparent was born. So we are here to make sure that they know what's going on, what's going on in Cambodia, so they be able to make decisions and also help to see what they can do to help the country that their parent was born in. So again, I'm your host for today. Throughout the show, we will mostly be speaking English. So please leave us comment, please, and also in Khmer as well. I can both our guests today and myself can read Khmer and can respond to you. Again, please join our show. Please like and share our show as well. Let me bring my guests out. I'm so excited. I have two of the wonderful women. Let me bring out, I mean, Pauline Sum. She's been here before, but let me bring her out.
So,
So, that mean, how are you?
Linda. I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. For our audience that does not know who she is the Women Affairs General Secretary. She's um, not just doing that; she's everywhere. She's at protests. She's make sure that we all inform about foreign policy. So she's been everywhere, and she's recently went to Thailand. She could also share because she was there where the elections were in Thailand, and then she will share a little bit and what's the difference between Cambodia last week elections versus Thailand elections. So welcome me and thank you for being here today.
Yeah. So, Markun, thank you so much for having me.
Let me bring my other guest. She's very busy. Rarely does she be here, but here you go. I'm happy that she's here today. She is Mrs. Kapuntit. And she is, let me introduce her. She is the CNLPO General Secretary, or the CNLPA, WMA stand for Women Affairs Chair. So she's, in addition to that, she's also, she did a lot, okay? So she's also in charge of foreign affairs. She's make sure to be focused, make sure where our energy is supposed to go. And so you always see her online. You always see her protesting. You always see her in DC. So wherever she's, and so we are lucky to have her today. And rarely she is at work 16 hours per day, in addition to her 24 hours committed to her advocacy for Cambodia.
Thank you, Linda, and ជំរាបសួរបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នា Thank you, Linda, for a good introduction, and I'm really honored to be here. All of the hard work is going to you, to everybody, and to our democracy people that we fight at the same cause for our country, and everyone work hard at the same pace, and now we just get done, like Linda had said, it is our rally against the election, which is unfair and unfree election.
Thank you. Well, let me bring that meme back. I'm sure our audience aware we all wear black because we are in morning of the elections last week. Last Sunday, which is July 23rd. And I know Bang Kampon is busy. That means it's busy because we are out there demonstration or having a mass rally. Number one, mass rally, we know we are against the elections because there is no real opposition in that elections on the July 23rd at all. And the other one, we dare to also to have the international community to not recognize the election that called sham election, fake election, whatever you can call it. It's a acting elections. Just put it out there and wasted a lot of resources, wasted a lot of money, and so. And I mean, you want to share your experience a little bit in Thailand, where you recently went to Thailand to look at their elections and how it's different between their counting ballot versus Cambodia last Sunday. There's not even a camera looking at the ballot counting.
Certainly ជាបឋមខ្ញុំកណានខ្ញុំសូមថ្វាយបង្គំដល់ព្រះថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គហើយនឹងសូមគោរពដល់ប្រិយមិត្តរួមជាតិស្នេហាជាតិពួកខ្ញុំនឹងនិយាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសព្រោះមួយអាទិត្យយើងបាននិយាយភាសាអង់គ្លេសតែមួយថ្ងៃនេះទេដើម្បីចែកចាយព័ត៌មានទៅដល់ក្មេងៗដែលចេះនិយាយភាសាខ្មែរបន្តិចបន្តួចហើយប៉ុន្តែនិយាយភាសាអង់គ្លេសដើម្បីពួកគាត់ចូលរួមក្នុងការទាមទារលទ្ធិប្រជាធិបតេយ្យដែរចា Thank you, Linda, for having me on the show. Yes, I had the privilege of traveling to Thailand through the Council for Asian Liberal and Democrat. So I was one of the nominated to the the International Election Observer. Can't see. This is the badge. So it was wonderful to observe. I felt quite privileged among other international observer. The election itself, there was many, there were 67 party participate, and we were able to go to a few of the election sites. The election was pretty peaceful. There was they have lists on the wall, and what interests me, because we are all women, there were many women candidates for the local elections and also for prime ministership. And to it, what interests me even more, as I compare our election, the Cambodian election this past Sunday, to that election, was the result. At the end of the day, all polls are open for anyone to observe. And the site that we went to see with the a few other international observers, there were more of us international observers than there were Thailand's voters. All voters are welcome, but they have trust their elected the sites to count ballot, and the ballot were counting. They were counting it in an open space, nothing to hide. And I asked, and Kunari is one of the Thai voter, and she's also working for the FNF, the Fryman Newman Foundation. So, and she said all sites are open that way, nothing hiding. And there were like boards, one board was the tabulation. One tabulation was the local elected for local candidates, and one tabulation is for prime ministership. And it was out in the open. In comparison to the election in Cambodia, nothing, no camera shown, nothing, everything is closed. And I feel very shameful of our sham election. And like Fred Adams said, it's not even an election, it's a selection. It's already premeditated. It's like a crime. It's already premeditated, but before the crime is committed. And so they gave us this handout before the election of who's who. So it's very transparent. Thank you.
Thank you, Namin. Thank you, Namin, for sharing that. Yes, and our audience, if you have not followed the July 23rd elections, on during the May commune elections in 2022, on the polling place, they closed the window without allowing the observer. This time, in addition to closing the window, they also closed the gate. So you're not even allowed to be in the perimeter where the elections taking place, or where the polling taking place. So and that is a shame. Also, let me talk to Nasrei Kamhun as well, Mrs. Kamhun Tit as well. We are so proud. We are so proud of the Cambodian people that actually we were totally against the elections. We are totally against the sham elections, and we have requested our brave Cambodian to go out there and vote and show that they are unhappy with the elections. And we ask them to cross the ballots. How do you feel after the 23rd election? Besides that it's sham, but at least we feel very proud of Cambodian people.
Thank you, Linda, for the question. Before I answer your question, I would like to add more about Madame Pauline's had when and they really did a great job of observer represent our country for Cambodia, but it's really worth it for the great experience that you can share with among not just us but among worldwide, that showing the proof that Cambodian, of course, in Cambodia, of course, we have the unfree and unfair election, not just saying that, but because of what you observe, and also what the other countries such as United States and Canada, and also many other countries in Europe and also in Australia as well. We will talk more about that when we done with the next section. So yeah, I would like to thanks and really thanks from my bottom heart, and not just me to thank just everyone, but this is when I said like this is on behalf of Cambodian diaspora, that we are living abroad here, we working hard, but we want to see the people inside, especially our citizen, Cambodian citizen inside, that they are brave enough. I really, really appreciated their braveness, that they are willing to cross that the ballot out, to spoil the ballot among the dictator, which is, that Hun Sen is the truly dictator that controlled the country over 4 years, and they are willing, and then they are sacrificing their freedom. Whatever they're doing is fight for the freedom, and this is to show that the people inside is willing to change, is committed to change, and they want to see the change inside the Cambodia, because they don't want dictator like Hun Sen controlling the country. And then now, like Madame Pauline had said it, that this is not the election, this is election. This is a choice of Hun Sen, that he want to pick his son to become a prime minister. And then there he said it in one of the news, with the interview with the Chinese news, that he said it oh, my son gonna be represent of the prime minister in the next run. So what that mean? Because Hun Manet is not how he spot as a candidate. He's not in the candidate election to run for the president. So this is show for true that Hun Sen want to do the selection of his family to protect his power, to protect the dictatorship, that he want to control the Cambodian people, and he want to control the whole country, and then want to crack out the opposition parties such as Candlelight, such as Cambodian National Rescue Party, and then such as all democratic people inside Cambodia. So how can we live without the press, the independent freedom of speech, independent media, all of that? So now Hun Sen control everything. So I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate all the people that came out to cross their ballot. And this is to show that the world, and especially right now the EU, and also the United States has sent the statement right away, because all of your willingness, all of your sacrifice, that you cross the ballot out. So that make the country that is outside, such as United States, that said it clearly that we not recognize this election. That's a sham election. And the election is, you see that in here, that they just Hun Sen want to control all the power. So this is kind of the thing that I want to share to the people. And some people had said that, why you do all of that? It's not going to be worth it, because Hun Sen going to be win. Yes, of course, we know the dictator going to be win, but before they win, we have to show something to the world, to the especially the 18 country that that is a signatory country for under the Paris Peace Accord, to show them that this is the truly that Hun Sen control the election. So that's why we need to see the cross out ballot, the spoil ballot, and now all the country that Linda has showed, and in the London too, from the kingdom. The United Kingdom has sent a statement too. So now you see that increase of the statement from different countries that not agree with this election. And Hun Sen, of course, he is a truly dictator, and he wants to control all the election. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Wong. Not just even though Hun Sen been in power for almost 40 years, but we know recently, basically these elections, we have many new medias like CNN, what router, any one of them talking about the sham election. It's not just like, oh, Cambodia have elections. Cambodia have a sham elections. Hun Sen is expected to win by a landslide. So everybody know, the newspaper know, even though Hun Sen trying so hard to control the media in the country, but outside the country he cannot control the media. And when people read all those articles, they know that sham elections. Last elections in 2018, he won 125 seats. This one, he won 120. What happened to the five? Oh, he gave out the five to make it look like, oh, we do have democratic system in Cambodia. But unfortunately, the reason why Net Minh was out at protest Saturday, Sunday,
Mm.
Malcolm Hun is out there, I'm out there,
Mm.
because number one, we want to encourage our Cambodian inside Cambodia to go out and mark the ballot, which we did, and we're very proud of that, of what the people in Cambodia did. And also, the thing is, we also want the international community to know that sham elections, we do not recognize that. We do not, and we want the international community, especially the 18th Secretary of the Paris Peace Accord. They need to know, because when the 1991 Paris Peace Accord is talking about democracy, it's talking about human rights in Cambodia. Hun Sen right now, not right now, it's the last 40 years, he's not respecting it. And on July 23rd, on Sunday, it's a show. It's not a real democratic system. The election wasn't free, election wasn't fair, and election wasn't just. There's no main opposition. Also, when and the people go to vote with fear, fear that people will know that they're going to mark the ballot, and also intimidation. Intimidation, what does it mean? Meaning that if you not vote, you don't go to vote, the people in the commune leader would know, and so they have to go to vote. So by for us encouraging our Cambodian people to mark the ballot, to show they're so unhappy with the regime, and we are happy that our people did that, because Hun Sen came out and threatened them that either you apologize, come clean that you mark the ballot, or he's gonna get you. If the if the ballot that mark, if it's just like 1% of the vote, he wouldn't care. But this is so much. It the truth is still the truth. No, our inside, if our Cambodian people inside Cambodia is unhappy, even though they're living under the repressions, oppressions of Hun Sen, they still go out there and mark the ballots. Let me want to say something. You know, you want to say something.
I do. You know, even though even though the election is over, and he is still issuing threats
Yes.
that he, even though they declare we have a landslide, quote unquote, but the Prime Minister Hun Sen still threatened those who marked the cross. He said, we'll know who you are. We'll come after you. And so they're living in fear. So we want to appeal to the international community, to the 18 countries that signed the Paris Peace Agreement on October 23rd, 1991, to please honor your obligation to step in and help eradicate this fear, because they are living in fears there. And we know there's so many people had crossed the ballot. They took that chance to at a glimpse, at a beacon of democracy. And we need your help. It's one thing if we didn't do anything about it, but they are doing something. When they're doing something, we ask for help. We get it if they didn't do anything, but they are doing something, and Hun Sen is threatening to intimidate them, and who knows what kind of trick he installed. And he made it clear he will come after them. So please help.
Thank you. Anything to add, Mong Kum Hun, regarding the elections? Because I'm gonna want to move on to our State Department issuing statement on the 24th, which is the day after the elections.
Yeah, I would like to add some a little bit more, and thank you to everyone around the world, especially our Cambodian diaspora in United States, Australia, Japan, everywhere in Korea, South Korea, and France, Europe, that came out all the same thing, together to do the mass rally against the unfree and unfair election. And we know that the predict it coming, it's gonna be dictator gonna take all the credit, the dictator gonna take all the seat, but we just have to show that we not let Hun Sen to be legitimated, and his son as well. And at the same time, I would like to read a couple sentences from the EU, which is from the European Union, that has sent a statement on the July 24 after the election, because they know for sure that Hun Sen going to be continue spread his dictator and then spreading to his family, especially his son Hun Manet. So the European Union has stated that the legislative election which took place in Cambodia on that Sunday, July 23rd, were conducted in a restricted political and civic space where the opposition civil society and the media were unable to function effectively without the hindrance. So the EU really regret that this election, including important sector of opposition parties such as Candlelight Party, which was not allowed to register to take the part to vote. And then the EU concerned that the amendment that Hun Sen has made it 2 weeks before the vote, which restricts the right to freedom of speech and the right of all citizens stand for the election. And then the EU called this election is either unfree and an unfair election. So this is for true. And then thank you to the EU that sent this strong statement to support our fight, to support our cause for democracy that Hun Sen has been destroyed for years. That's what I want to add. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you. Also, the United States, the U.S. State Department issued a very strong statement. I have not read it. I mean, I read it, but I haven't read for our audience. The main thing is the United States has taken steps to impose visa restrictions on individuals who undermine democracies and implement a past of certain foreign assistance program. So that's they're not just issuing statement with and and we are glad that they actually issue statement and actually have some actions in there. As you have known, a U.S. citizen is still currently in jail. She is Saint Terry. She's earned her law degree in University of Michigan, and she's still in jail right now. And for any one of us, if we even step our feet in Cambodia, we will be arrested, even though we are all U.S. citizens, and we are, we are with Netming Saint Terry. She is in Cambodia working as a human rights advocate in Cambodia, and now she is in jail. So this statement is, I'm hoping that just a beginning, because she's still in jail over a year now. We just talked about maybe last year that she's in jail, her 1 year anniversary in jail, and she is still in jail. And the U.S. Department and United States should be more sanctions on Cambodia.
Linda, may I add something really quickly? So this is to Hun Manet. Hun Manet, you are partly educated in the U.S., in the democratic world. Why do you even need your dad to help you? Why can't you be independent and have a stance on your own? Come on, be a good sport. Have a competitor. That's being a good sport. Why hang on to your dad's corrupted power? If you are truly educated here and honor your West Point degree, show it.
Thank you. I mean, it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. A next generation, next prime minister in line that put it on a silver platter. Hun Sen put him on his father put him on a silver platter that he's going to be the next prime minister without any competitions. Hun Manet is educated at West Point, that means said, and also got his, I believe, a degree also in the University of New York as well. So he know what democratic country is like. He know what human right is like. But he returned to Cambodia. I mean, he went to British, get his master degree, but nothing to show for, nothing to show at all, nothing. He have not used on what is the U.S. has been teaching. Is democratic in America. What's his human right? All he does is lip service, meaning lip service, repeating after his dad. And he been going. He before the election, he said, Cambodia have 17 other opposition. That's not real opposition. That's whatever he been doing is lip service from his father. So, talking about sanction, let me. I know Bong Kam Hun brought it up that in Cambodia, law created in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. I think if he wanted in one day, probably can happen in one day too. But I'm amazed that that law was on for 2 weeks. But the quickest, the laws that said that the citizen must go to vote, must have a voting record, must go to vote if they want to hold a position in the next elections. Or so the candidate, if you are looking into running for office, running for a commune election office or any office, you have to be have a record of voting for the last two elections. So that law passed. Is it 12 days? Less than 2 weeks. So, like I said, I'm surprised not passed in one day. In America, any laws have to pass the Congress, have to pass the Senate, and then the president will look at it and the president will sign, and that's how you become law. When talking about law, we have two legislations that we are working on. We've been working on for many years, but it's been expired. So, but now we are reintroducing again. So that means you want to chime in what we did and what we're gonna do forward.
Okay. So, yes, we have been working very diligently thanks to the leadership of Mrs. Kum Hon Tet. She spearheaded this committee, the Foreign Relations Subcommittee. And so on July 14, the U.S. Our senators and our representatives are very quite aware of the situation in Cambodia. They know the election would be coming up on July 23rd, or 2023. On July 14, Senator Markey out of Massachusetts enacted or proposed a bicameral legislation, to promote free and fair election and bicameral. And I'm so I'm lack of a better word. I'm so at awe because usually the house, the lower house, which is a representative, the upper house is the Senate. But this law that he proposed is a joint effort between the Senate and the House of Representatives to make it one, so that we don't have to go to too many steps. That if this law pass, it'll go through. Of course, like Linda said before, anything becomes law, it has to pass the lower house, the upper house, and going to the president. The president can accept it or veto it. Just because it passed to the two houses, the president can still veto it. But to make the long story short, in response to the anticipated election, the Senator Markey, where a lot of Cambodian diaspora lived, so he enacted a bicameral that proposes for the to promote the free and fair election. And after that, and we have two laws that will be coming out. That has already been in bill S2331, which is the a bill to promote free and fair election, democracy, political freedom, and human rights in Cambodia and for other purposes. That's for the Senate, and also the HR 4659, also speaking to the same thing, and it's authored by Christopher Smith, a Republican representative out of New Jersey. Okay, so we have a very strong support. And so again, I really believe, and we have really good leadership under the leadership of Kum Hon. She really is like I said in a comment, like an iron fist, or like a steel magnolia in a velvet glove. She looks simple and but there's nothing simple about her. She works very hard and to get this going. And Linda, you too, working diligently for the both of you. So we will reach out to you guys, the Cambodian diaspora, constituents, and all those freedom lovers, not just Cambodian, to help us, help work for the two bills to pass. Thank you so much for giving me the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Namin, for always helping us out and for always out there. And before we go any further, like Namin said, we've been working on this. I guess this is like probably the third legislation that we introduced, and each time when it's come out, we are getting closer and we're getting stronger. And now, from what we a little bit familiar with the bill, now we are very familiar with the bill and our people, and we have the Cambodian community, the Cambodian Americans that have joined us, contacting their senator, contacting their Congress. So we are very optimistic, giving 100% of our time, 100% of our effort into make sure this bill is passed quickly and soon. Mrs. Kumpun, would you like to add to that?
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Madam Pauline had said in a good thing about me, but I could not take it all. So all of you have done a great work, and everyone among each state that in the United States has committed their work so hard, calling senator, calling House representative, congressman, congresswoman, all of that. So now let's take the action, okay, everyone. Let's take the action by doing our work, which is to promote this bill, to let this bill pass, become the law. But by this bill pass, become law, we can return back to our country. We can live peacefully and then under the democracy, and then that is reliable, which is advocated with the Paris Peace Accord. So I would like to update one more about the bill for the democracy, Cambodia Democracy and Human Rights Act, that, like Madam Pauline had stated, that as 2331. Now the good news is on July 18, 23, it's read twice and referred to Committee of Foreign Relations. So this meaning that we move so quick, like she said it, that this time they make it easy and short and move it quick, because all of this had been knowing in at the Congress wise in Washington DC, because we have been done of all the works in last year, and it's almost get close to pass to become law, but we ran out of time a little bit, and then now we have to put it reintroduce again. But we need your support. We need your support, not support me, not support Madame Pauline and Linda, but we support our cause of democracy and restore the human rights in Cambodia. So if you have time, get in and look through that if you know how to read English. And if you don't really read English or don't understand the English, we will translate that in Khmer, and we will post that in our page so that you know how important about the bill. Like Linda had stated earlier, that Hun Sen had made the law like 2 weeks, and then to become law and put the amendment right there to repress the Cambodian citizen inside. And in United States, they have to be going by level and level, make sure that all the bill is using for the good purpose of benefit for the citizen, benefit for the for democracy, for human rights worldwide, all of that. So this, we need your support. It's easy to do. What you can do is use your phone, call your congressman, congresswoman, and starting from tomorrow, and call them. And it's easy. They waiting for your call. Don't be scared like, oh, I'm not gonna call because I'm relating politics. This is not politics. This is related to democracy and human rights. And as Linda had stated earlier about the United States Department has sent statement about the sanction of the people who support the dictator who going back to Cambodia and campaign about this CPP. If you like and if you more really support the dictator, why you are living in United States? That's my question. I want to question whoever doing that. And you can you answer yourself why you live in United States if you support dictator, if you support the communist. So Hun Sen is considered as a communist, not democratic people. He is autocratic. So you can stamp him as the communist. So in United States, we not support the communists. The communists supposed to be living with inside the dictator like Hun Sen. So make sure everyone that have already get your American citizen, make sure you practice your citizen rights in United States. Yeah, don't let United States sanction you while you practice it, not comply with the citizen that you promise that when you become the United States the American citizen, and you say that you're not going to get involved with the company, you're not get involved with dictators. So now, if you're doing that, you need to pause yourself. And living in the United States, you need to abide by their law. And also, at the same time, another piece of legislation that had been came out too. It's S831 that completely said that Transnational Repression Policy Act, meaning that when that will pass, whoever repression all of us here in United States or everywhere, meaning that you are again with that bill with the law when become the law. And so we can have some type of like the it's the same as 911. We can call it urgent that to report that whoever repress you, whoever give some kind of threatening to your family, and then that people will be become the sanction. So I would like to encourage everyone to call your senators. You have 2 senators in your state, and you need to call your congressman, congresswoman, which is living your district or not district, but in your state, to support this piece of legislation. And that's what we need to be get it done, so that way we can solve all the problem that Hun Sen has made a mess for not just our generation in the long way already. So we need to stop this now by every one of us need to be joined with this campaign to promote this bill for democracy and human rights.
Kim Hun, may I ask you a question about that piece of legislation, the S831? It sounds very interesting to me. So you mean to tell me that if like you and I and Linda and a few and other diaspora, so they see us on TV and they come after our family, like, a CPP person or a leader come to us and say, you better stop, otherwise we're going to have your family in Cambodia executed or arrested. And that this bill would ensure that whoever that making that threat, we can call and
Yes.
get intervention. Is that what it means?
Yeah, that's what it means. They have, after the bill passed, become law, they have the hotline office.
Okay.
So you can call them and report whatever you got threatening. Even they threatening you to the Facebook, what we like right now.
Okay.
They
Okay.
threatening us in the Facebook. They threatening us to whatever face to face. They threatening us as the phone call. Just screenshot that, screenshot all of that evidence that you have it, and then report it. Or you can see somebody that support Hun Sen. For example, last 2 weeks in my state,
I want to
and
hear that. Yeah.
oh yes, last week in my state, that Hun Sen sent the ambassador, and he used his really cruel tactics that don't want to say that, because I've been seeing that in my whole life in Cambodia and now in United States. No, we not accept that in United States. We live here in United States. We don't welcome dictator. and they use a tactic that, oh, I'm an ambassador represent Cambodian, represent Cambodian government, come here, want to be talk with people, we want to be solitary together, like Khmer Lao Khmer. So of course we want to hear that from dictator Hun Sen, not just from you. But if you want can prove that in Cambodia, if you think that you love Cambodian, you love Khmer, why don't you release Century? Why don't you release Chum Sitor? Why don't you release Wang Rani? Why you arrest them? Why don't you talk to the people in Cambodia? Here in United States, we have enough of food. We have enough of freedom. We have enough of life. We have enough of job. We don't need you to take care of us. So last 2 weeks, as a Cambodian diaspora here in in Greensboro and in North Carolina, we welcome them really good. By we want to show in the public in Greensboro and to show from the grassroots that here in United States we not welcome dictator. So now they shame it. They don't show up. He not show up. Cao Chia not show up. Cao Chia is ambassador from Washington D.C. He's not show up until our protest, peacefully protest, is separated, or we end the protest, and he show up late night. And all of that, we not just go and do like them want to do whatever they want to do. We do all of this. We got a great support from our local government, from our mayor and local city council. So I want to tell people this is a great success, not just because I'm doing that, my team doing that in North Carolina, and I say the great success, but I want to send a message to Cambodian everywhere in the United States. Stop scare them. Stop let them repression you here, because you live in United States and you need to share your action. And at this time, I would like to thanks to people in Long Beach as well that they joined the peaceful demonstration last weekend. And here in North Carolina too, I saw many different new faces that join our peaceful democracy rally. And at that same time, I met one of the couple, husband and wife, join our parade in the demonstration in Lexington, North Carolina. And I asked them, oh, are you walking with us? And why are you walking with us? And he said, both of them said that, oh, I'm American, but I support everything what you guys doing right now. I support democracy. I don't like dictator, and I am with you. And we are fight the same cause for democracy and human rights. So that's kind of thing. When you start to do your action, your local community know it, what you do, what you want, and you educate them. You not just educate our Cambodian community, but you educated American community, which is they don't know. So now they know it. When they know, they come to support you. And when we're doing that, not just the mayor in Lexington support us, the whole department, every department, fire department, police department volunteer to close the road. They didn't need to be, we don't need to pay any penny for the police and any other some kind like manager, even they support us. And also the media too, they came to support us. One of the media, he drawing 1 hour in North Carolina from Charlotte, we call neighborhood channel TV. He just monitor our rally from the first minute of beginning until the end. And we really appreciate him. And then he said this is a big thing that they really support us, that we come to speak and to advocate our voice and for democracy and human rights, especially the unfree and unfair election because of dictator. Thank you, Linda. And I talk a little bit, but I want to express this to our Cambodian who live in the United States. Stop scared, stop saying that I'm not a politician. I'm not a politic. Sorry, I'm just regular Cambodian woman. But I just don't want to see Hun Sen control and kill my people until forever. So we need to stop from us. Thank you.
May I also add a little bit? Thank you. That sounds amazing. You inspired me. You inspire Cambodian everywhere. Diaspora. We should be inspired by you. I just wanted to add, in Northern California, we also had a rally And the one thing I just want to add is that I interviewed two in it's CNRP America. It's there, two little girl, sixth grader, and I said, why are you involved in this? And they didn't want to talk at first, and they said, well, because people get hurt. And then the grandmother said, yeah, whenever I watch tune into the torture in Cambodia, they want to know because they love me, they love the grandmother, they want to know what I'm watching, and I explained to them. And so, and then I saw a comment from a woman saying that, why make kid talk, they're too young to be involved in politics. I wanted to tell that person, but because I was, taking the video, I couldn't. Hun Sen doesn't care. He arrested a 16-year-old and jailed with adult. Okay,
Not just
so
his autism as well. He doesn't
yeah,
care.
and he has he has special need autism, so he doesn't care. So women, to you, Hun Sen doesn't care. And she's those two young women are sixth grader. Well, if you want to see the interview, go to CNRP America. They are there. Thank you. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Nami. What I want to add is when Bong component, that means they did all this stuff. They advocate the bill. They out there protesting demonstration. That to show to the Cambodian people, Cambodian that living in America or overseas, they always want to know. They always want to always have a word like, what can I do? What can I do to help? I'm just a person. It's not going to make impact. It's not going to change the regime. It's not going to change dictator. That's how the movement started. Is one woman believe that they can do, and we all organize to what we can do. I just took down the reintroduce of the what the what we're doing, which is HR 4659, it's introduced in the Congress. It's 27 pages, and 27 pages of written about Cambodia, about Rukum Sakha with prison for the next 27 years, talking about sanctuary in jail, talking about Hun Sen, giving building a naval base in Ream Naval Base, talking about human rights, land grabbing, talking about deforestation, um, and who is it to tell them? If your voice, if anybody that care about Cambodia need to start caring and stop saying, I'm the only person here. I'm not going to able to change the regime. Yes, you can change the regime. You can change the regime with us, especially with this HR 4659 and S2331, because one that two legislations pass, we will the United States will sanction the regime, real sanction, meaning I hope you understand how much money the regime have, how much money the Hun family have, and where that money come from? Where that money's come from? Corruptions. Money come from putting sand into the lake, so you have no more lake in Cambodia, and build real estate over those lakes. Deforestation. You're talking about deforestation. You're talking about land grabbing. So those are dirty money. Those are money that pulling from your family sweat and hard-earned money. And talking about hard-earned money, everything in Cambodia are owned by the dictator. So if you want to go out and buy water, bottle of water, how many company in Cambodia sell water? So you cannot go. So the ordinary citizen that's already poor cannot afford to go out there and buy something without owning by the regime. So those are money that they took from you, the money that I'm talking about forest, talking about Phnom Tamau, talking about all those forests that Cambodia has no more forest. And when Cambodia had no forest, does any of your family benefit from it besides the regime? So now the people in America, do you have family in Cambodia that truly benefit from selling a piece of forest? None of us benefit from it. And they are getting richer. They have their private jet. They spend million and billion of dollar and talking about spending money. The regime spending 1.5 million last year just to lobby, make sure our bill doesn't pass. So please, if you are a person that's staying home, if you want to join our work, want to join, said, I'm a person, I want to change the regime. Don't say that I'm a person, I cannot change a regime. We, each of us, collectively work together to change a regime. That means you want to say something?
Oh no.
Come on.
Yeah, that is true, Linda. Yeah, we cannot change dictator without your action. Yeah, your action is speak louder, like Bong Pauline had said it all the time. So if you want to do something, you want to make a progress, you have to join. You have to do something. You don't need to come talk show like us here, but you have important role as a Cambodian American here, and you are a constituent in your state. You have very powerful voice than us here in different states, to talk with your senator, to talk with your house representative, congressmen and congresswomen, to make sure you call. Yeah, if you pick your phone and call, and then they just know right then that, oh, you call for Cambodian democracy and human rights acts. Okay, we will let you know the Congress or the congresswoman or congressman know about that, and they will, when the bill they put on the markup, meaning that they're ready to vote to make the bill pass. So if the foreign affair from the house put the bill as a markup, meaning that we are moving forward. So we want to get that action now. Don't wait. Don't waste any minute, because the time is value. And you know that here in United States they work by calendar. So right now in July now, so they have some vacation too. So now they start back to work. So make sure you let call your senator or congresswoman, right then, and it won't take long. And if you don't know how to do that, and just contact one of us, and we gonna continue to post whatever the number of their office in our page, so that way you can click just the link and then you can call them, and it's easy. If you don't, for some of our elderly that not speak English, you can ask the grandson or grandchildren to call for you, and then just talk what you want to talk, and that way your voice has sent it to your senator and to your house representative. So it's really grateful that you can do that piece, and it's a huge that you support democracy and human rights. So you are in our part too, that to fight for our country, and especially to restore our peaceful, the truly peaceful, not the peaceful that Hun Sen has said it in the whole country. Thank you, peace. Thanks for what? Thanks for you killing the people. Thanks for you arrest the people. Thanks for you stealing the ballot. Thanks for you continue to select your son as your prime minister. No, we not accept that. We not accept that at all. So we need to speak loud. We need to talk what we want to change. If you don't talk, no one know what we want to change. If you don't talk in your local community, your mayor, your city council don't know what you want. So have to talk from you. And you don't need to be taking your picture and post Facebook. Hey, I'm talk with mayor. If you want to low profile, go ahead and do it. I know everyone of you are educated, especially Cambodian American who educated. You need to have your country now. Don't let it go by, oh, I'm live here in United States, I have the job, I'm good enough, I don't care, because I'm not want to go back to Cambodia. But your root is Cambodian, so you need to have our country, you need to have our people, so that way we can still have Cambodia in the map around, on the globe. So thank you.
Thank you, Bong, and thank you. That means yes, it is very important that you live in America. Even though people that in their 60, their 70, if they know how to speak enough English, or they have a daughter or granddaughter or grandson that can translate to them. Um, these job, as long as you can, talk to a city council, say, you know what, I'm concerned about Cambodia, and or you can reach out to your district who is representing your district, and you reach out to them and say, I'm concerning as a Cambodian American, I'm concerned. What can I do? How can I? They will more than happy to show you who you contact. And but if you, I'm here every Tuesday. Bong Kam Hun he is on the show almost every week, almost every day. Um, just drop us a comment, drop us a line, or say, hey, how do I do this? We will respond to you, and drop us a comment and join us. We always meeting with senator, with meeting Congress. I'm just telling you, the hardest state to find Cambodian would be Utah. If you are living in the state of Utah, please contact us, join us. We want you. We want your voice. And no, we're not going to put your face up on Facebook and say, hey, you help us. No, if you want to, we can do that. But if you want to be, you said, I want to push the agenda from behind. We want to help you from behind. And when we meeting with senator or Congress, it's all private. It's all the Congress and the senator. They're not selling you information, and we're not selling you information. So contact us. We all three of us, we have our team that is out there. That's very vocal. You don't have to be vocal if you don't want to. Just join us. Join our movement. Like we said, we are wanting to pass this. We don't have enough time because every time it has an expiration date. That's why we here, we are lobbying, we are needing you. And no, we do not get paid. No, none of us get a penny out of this. Bong Kam Hun is out there going to Washington D.C. as well. No, out of her own pocket in order for any of us to even advocating. We all have full-time jobs. We do this during our lunchtime. We do this our own time and our own weekend writing, a proposal writing to senator writing. So our own lunchtime. That means lunchtime, my lunchtime, Bong Kam Hun, and that means at Bong Kam Hun is like 16 hours per day, so they can have time to focus on this. And Bong Kam Hun like sometimes like 20 hours, so that way she has time to go BC. So if you are living comfortable in this country, please join us. Don't say that you're not going to make a difference. You will make a difference. Your work will make a difference, and if you don't call it work, just join us for one meeting, two meetings. We need everybody.
I want to add one thing, Linda. I don't want to compare our people in other country, but I have to. It's time now. We have to compare. Okay. For example, I got two comparison. One is the Afghanistan. So look at the Afghanistan woman. Okay, Afghanistan woman or men stand so strong. Here in United States, you can see everywhere their voice is had up to the UN, their voice head up to the foreign level. So we need to be, up to that level, and we need to be doing that by what? By all of you supporting, by all of you joining whatever we needed right now to make this bill become law. By just do your own job, calling senator, and like Linda said, join with us anytime that we needed you as a constituent each state. And another reason I want to compare is to the Myanmar, to Burma. Look at Burma people. They are struggling, not just, not different from us. It's the same thing. Live under dictator, threatening every day, killing every day. Hun Sen kill Cambodian every day. Not in the big picture like Burma, but on the long way, have been killed more than Burma too. If you add it up together.
Yeah.
So he just have his own tactic that he don't compile it at once, but he do it piece by piece, piece by piece. So stop, and we need to stop him from there. By you live here in the United States, you live here abroad outside the Cambodia country, you have your rights, you have free time, you have enough time. Just spend your 10 minutes, 20 minutes, call your senator and House representative, and don't be scared like, oh, I could not go back to Cambodia if I do the Hun Sen. Don't have million of ear, million of eye looking at you. So you the one that control your life. You the one that control whatever you need to do it now. So start doing now. Take action. We don't have time, like Bong Pauline had said. Don't waste and then don't wait. So we need to starting doing now by make this legislation pass, and the action must take it now. Thank you.
And you like your freedom in America. If you were to enjoy the peace and the prosperity in Cambodia, you cannot use that freedom and say stuff against the regime inside Cambodia. So your freedom can only exist in America, because if you go to Cambodia and you use your freedom and you say, I don't like such and such about the regime, you'll be in jail as well. So please use your freedom wisely. And if you are in America, please use your freedom. Please think of the people in Cambodia that does not have the same freedom as you. The same freedom cannot voice their opposition against anything. Again, the government, again, if they care about the forest, we know there's a lot of youth in Cambodia that care so much about the forest, care so much about the economy, but they cannot voice their opinion, if they cannot even say anything. If they say anything that beside thank you, peace, and thank you, the big development where the rain, every time little rain come in, that's flood, they will be in jail. So please, if you are in America, use your American citizen and change. I don't know how much I can beg anymore. I'm actually like really seeking your support. And if you are saying like I want you to keep saying, I want you to say, if you are ever saying I'm just one person, I cannot go against the regime, you are wrong. You are one person, you can change. And by this law, as by this introduction of S2331 and HR 4659, we will change. We will sanction. We will sanction the regime, and we also sanction the money that they have in America, and we will block their visa from coming to America. So when their assets are free and when they cannot come to America anymore, they will force to change the policy in Cambodia.
Linda, when you said, I don't know how much more I can beg, it reminds me of in America in the 70s, there's the movement, the Woodstocks. Either you are part of the problem or you're a part of the solution. So we appeal to you to be a part of the solution.
And don't ask what I can do. Ask because John F. Kennedy always said, if you're in America, John F. Kennedy said, do not ask what you can do for, that statement.
Don't ask what your country do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
don't ask.
I know that many Cambodians always ask, what can they do to help? What can other international do to help? Don't ask that. Ask yourself, what can I do to change the policy?
Yes.
Or they can say, when can I start to help you? When can I start to join?
Today.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Nami, and thank you, Bong. Over an hour already, great talk, and thank you for advocating, and thank you for coming to, clearly saying we need everyone help. A Cambodian American, we need your help, and we want you to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, and we don't want you to be pointing to the regime, because we are here. We can move mountain. We all can move mountain. Each of us can move mountain, and with this policy, we can move that policy. And as soon as that policy pass and be on the hand of President Joe Biden, then you will see the policy change in Cambodia. Thank you so much.
Return back home.
Yes. Thank you so much, and thank you, Namin, thank you, Bong, and thank you, our audience that joining us. Please reach out to us. Please, anyone that you want to know about the bill, know about the phone call, the email, please reach out to us. We will help you. We will translate for you. Join us. Thank you so much, and hopefully you have a good weekend and the rest of the week.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.